What if I told you the hardest part of buying a house has nothing to do with finding the right one? The real challenge is navigating the system. Most buyers don't even see it until they're in it. Let's follow Alex and break down the journey you're actually about to take. For Alex, buying a home isn't just about finding the right house with 4 walls and a roof. It's about making a huge life commitment, a decision that will shape their future for years to come. It's a huge deal, and it can feel pretty overwhelming. Before even talking to a lender, Alex faces a crucial first decision: go it alone or partner with a real estate agent. This choice will define how they navigate the entire system. Alex partners with a realtor. This isn't just about getting access to listings. It's about hiring a guide who knows the market, the players, and the pitfalls. So, where does the journey really begin? Not on a housing app. It starts with the lender. This is where the dream meets the spreadsheet. The lender scrutinizes everything. From this financial snapshot, a number appears. This is Alex's budget. Or is it? But here's the thing, that pre-approval letter isn't a recommendation. It tells Alex the maximum amount a bank is willing to lend. It's the system's limit, not a personal recommendation. It's a ceiling, not a target. Alex has to decide what they can actually afford. The bank's number is a ceiling, not a target. With a budget locked in, Alex dives into the fun part, the online search. Or is it fun? With help from their realtor, Alex sets up online searches. But when Alex starts touring homes in person with their agent, the mindset shifts completely. Touring homes isn't about selection, it's about elimination. The first house has a weird layout. The second one is on a surprisingly busy street. The third has a musty smell in the basement. But a good realtor sees what Alex doesn't. They spot the red flags and the hidden opportunities that are invisible to an untrained eye. For every 10 homes Alex sees, maybe one is a contender. Most are ruled out almost immediately. It's not about finding the one perfect home, but finding one that doesn't have any major deal breakers. After weeks, maybe even months of searching, Alex finds a house that just might be the one. It checks enough boxes. It feels right. Now, it's time to make an offer. This is where the realtor's expertise becomes critical. They analyze the market data to help Alex craft a competitive offer that's both strong and smart. And an offer is so much more than just a price. It's a strategic package where Alex decides how much risk they're willing to take. Will they waive certain contingencies to make their offer more attractive? How much earnest money will they put down to show they're serious? It's a high-stakes negotiation from the very first moment. Then, the best news arrives. The offer is accepted. But hold on, the house isn't Alex's yet. This is where the clock really starts ticking. An accepted offer is just a conditional agreement. It means both parties agree to move forward, provided certain conditions are met within a specific time frame. This period, usually called the contingency period or due diligence, is one of the most critical phases of the entire process. It's a sprint to the finish line, with a lot of hurdles along the way. First up, the inspection. This is Alex's chance to bring in a professional to kick the tires, so to speak. An inspector goes through the house with a fine-tooth comb, checking the roof, the foundation, the electrical systems, the plumbing, everything. The goal here isn't to find a perfect house, because perfect doesn't exist. Every house has issues, even new construction. The inspection is about verifying the home's condition relative to its price. The inspection report is long and intimidating, but the realtor translates it from scary to actionable. They help Alex see the difference between a deal breaker and a simple fix. It's about understanding exactly what you're buying. A long inspection report might seem scary, but the findings aren't automatic deal breakers. They're information. They empower Alex to either accept the house as is, negotiate for repairs, or, if the problems are too big, walk away. While Alex is busy with inspections, the lender is ordering an appraisal. An appraiser, an independent third party, comes out to determine the home's fair market value. This is purely for the bank's protection. The lender needs to make sure the asset, the house, is actually worth the amount of money they're lending. Here's a key insight. Alex isn't borrowing against the asking price of the house. Alex is borrowing against the appraised value. If the appraisal comes in lower than the offer price, it can create a major problem. Alex might have to come up with more cash to cover the difference, or try to renegotiate the price with the seller. With the satisfactory inspection and appraisal in hand, the loan file moves to the final stage, underwriting. This is where a team at the bank reviews every single piece of paper one last time. They verify Alex's income, assets, and credit. It can feel a bit intrusive, like your entire financial life is under a microscope. They might ask for updated pay stubs or a letter explaining a recent large deposit. They're looking for any red flags that might have been missed. This is the final approval hurdle before the lender commits to funding the loan. Just before closing day, there's one last visit to the property, the final walkthrough. This is to make sure the house is in the same condition as when Alex made the offer, and that any agreed upon repairs have been completed. Alex walks through the now empty rooms. The furniture is gone. The walls are bare. It's in this quiet, empty space that the reality of ownership starts to sink in. This house, this space, is about to become Alex's responsibility. It feels real, even though the keys aren't in hand yet. Finally, it's closing day. Alex sits at a table surrounded by a mountain of documents. In the chaotic days before closing, the realtor acts as the project manager. They make sure all the pieces are in place for a smooth transfer of ownership. There's the closing disclosure, the mortgage note, the deed of trust. Alex signs page after page. It's a blur of legal jargon and signatures. Then, the funds are transferred. The title is officially recorded. And at that moment, the house isn't just a property anymore. It's Alex's home. But it's more than that. At closing, Alex doesn't just buy a house, Alex steps into ownership. The risk, the responsibility, and the rewards are now all theirs. And that, in a nutshell, is the real journey a buyer goes through. It's not just a transaction. It's a complex, emotional, and often stressful process of navigating a massive system. From the first talk with the lender to the final signature at the closing table, every step is a hurdle to clear. We've covered the whole journey from Alex's point of view today. In our upcoming videos, we're going to dive deeper into some of these key steps. We'll break down how inspections really work, what you need to know about appraisals, and the art of negotiation. If you're in the middle of buying a home right now, and there's a specific step you'd like us to explain in more detail, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to help you on your journey. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more real talk about real estate.